Welcome to Redwood City, California, right here as the NISA Independent Cup continues. Lots of soccer, a summer of soccer. It is Bay Cities FC. They are hosting Cal Victory FC right here in the heart of Silicon Valley. My name is Charles Wolin, and thank you so much for joining us here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. The teams are going to be making their way out of the tunnel shortly. But just to give you a little bit of background here on the NISA Independent Cup, it'll be 51 matches over a span of 4 weeks. There are 9 regions and 36 clubs. 9 of those clubs are looking to join NISA, the National Independent Soccer Association, next year in 2022. And one of those teams, Bay Cities FC. They are the home team today. They'll be playing in the Pacific region against 3 other teams. Of course, Cal Victory, the visitors today, along with Space United and PDX FC from Portland. Each team will play each other one time in a single table format. It is a warm-up and a showcase for the NISA fall season, which starts on August 6th. And there is the opening kick. And of course, you have to love her form. She did a remarkable job with that penalty from the spot.
Once again, let's give a round of applause to Redwood City Mayor Diane Howard.
And as you can see, the PA announcer thanking Diane Howard for the opening kick of this. The teams, I'm told, are just over to our right side from our broadcast position. They will be coming out of the tunnel shortly. Led by our officials today, Michael Zapata, Bavik Dut, Brandon Chapman, and the 4th official today is Cortland Caldwell. Zapata, the main referee, is actually a physics teacher, and on the side, he is a referee. The 2 captains today, Jonathan Partida, he leads Bay Cities out, and on the other side is Irving Ventura, who played at USF just up the road from here, and he leads out Cal Victory. They play in the UPSL.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sequoia Stadium for tonight's matchup between Bay Cities FC and Cal Victory FC. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the national anthem of the United States of America. Miguel Nahar. Also defender number 25, Diego Medina. Also in the back, number 3, David Kinnear.
Well, we've got a good matchup here today at Sequoia High School. These two teams met about 3 weeks ago, and it was a 1-1 draw in that affair. But this one counts today in the NISA Independent Cup. Cal Victory, they play in the UPSL. They lead the Wild West Division. They're coached by Michael Bresenio and Pedro Botello. They line up in a 4-3-3. Roberto Llamas is the goalkeeper. Omar Ramirez is the right back. Irving Ventura, the center back, alongside Derek Nedlinger. At the left back position is Roberto Melgoza. The midfield three is Giovanni Aguilar, Salvador Villegas, and Jorge Alvarez. The front three, Victor Ramiro, Gabriel Moreno Jr., and Kevin Lopez. For Bay Cities FC, we'll go ahead and give you their starting 11. Alan Cruz, the goalkeeper. Along the back line, Diego Medina at right back. The center back pairing is David Kinnear and Tomo Gizonovic. And the left back is Miguel Nahar. Jonathan Partida, again, captains the side in the holding midfield position. Miguel Guerrero, the pride of Redwood City. Just in front of him and alongside them is Eric Martinez, who fills the third spot of a midfield three. Josiah Ramiro will be on the right side. On the left side will be Ray Dorwart. And through the middle is Victor Para. We're almost going to get underway here. Eddie Hernandez, the coach of Bay Cities. This is his second game with the club. He was the director of coaching at Fremont Rush. He said the training has been amazing. He said the chemistry off the charts. Both teams lining up in similar shapes. Again, they battled to a 1-1 draw a few weeks ago, so we'll just have to see how today goes. As you can see, Irving Ventura rallying his troops on the Cal Victory side. Cal Victory from the North Bay, from Petaluma. And they were the 2017 national runners-up in the UPSL as well. They lost to the LA Wolves in that national Cup final for the UPSL. So here is Gabriel Moreno Jr. to kick things off. And we're here, and we are in Redwood City as Bay Cities enters a new foray in professional football, soccer, fuchiball, whatever you call it, wherever you're from. This is the world's game, and Bay Cities, they want to bridge the Bay. Here is Partida for his team. It's a first touch on the ball. And these two teams know each other fairly well. Again, in this NISA Independent Cup, they're joined by Space United and PDX FC. As the shot comes in, it comes off the post. And the goalkeeper does really well there, Alan Cruz. Well, that one was headed for the side netting. And in that opening minute, a good start there for Cal Victory. Ball over the top. Intended for Josiah Ramiro. Again, each team will play each other one time in a single table format. And NISA officially kicks off in the fall, starting August 6th. It's a bit of an appetizer, if you will. Here is Medina. Partida, who last played at LA Force in this same league. Played 2 out of the 3 matches for LA Force in the fall season of 2020, and now finding his place here in this side, Bay Cities. San Jose Earthquakes Academy product, born in Hayward, raised in Newark. His first team, the Newark Eagles. Talks about growing up in the Bay Area and that influenced the person he is today. Irving Ventura. Diagonal over the top. Looking for Roberto Melgosa. Throwing it on the far side. Well, before this match, Bay Cities hosted a women's match against De Anza Force at 1 p.m. Unfortunately, we weren't able to broadcast that to you, but further opportunities will be coming down the line with that as well. So stay tuned. Bay Cities would like to have a professional women's side as well. Lots going on in the women's soccer space, especially just below the top division. And the idea is that Bay Cities will have a women's side in addition to the men's side that will play in NISA. And the shot comes in there, and it is wide. And again, a good opportunity off the half volley from Gabriel Moreno. Controlled by Jorge Alvarez. This is Nedlinger. Almost loses out there to Josiah Romero. Bay Cities pressing high. Controlled and settled nicely. And a terrific diagonal ball out to the left for Melgosa. There is Josinovic, very comfortable playing out of the back. Tomo Josinovic. And eventually clears away. It's a good start, this, from Cal Victory. Set piece opportunity coming their way. Nedlinger. And now Villegas. And as a nice little through ball over to the right side to play in Omar Ramirez. Aguilar, he's closed down. And Victor Parra able to get the ball down the left side for Romero. Too much for him. Nedlinger. So we are playing at the home of Sequoia High School, which is the home of the Ravens. They play football on this field, and so henceforth all of the different lines, of course, the football field line. There is actually a practice soccer pitch behind where we are here, but it does not have stands. Very easy and pedestrian from Cal Victory. Aguilar out to the left side for Roberto Melgosa. Aguilar, but intercepted there by Partida. Again, his coach said he is a coach's dream player, one of the most experienced players on the roster. There's Miguel Guerrero's ball through the middle, and it's popped up into the air there as Josiah Romero did get a foot to it. Bay Cities' preseason. They played Jasa Redwood City. They beat them 2-0 last month. Again, against this Cal Victory side, 1-1 draw. They scored right after halftime in that game. There's Aguilar on the turn. Nice work here. This is Ramirez. Nice build up there by Cal Victory. Bay Cities also played against Project 510 of Oakland. Oakland Roots' second team. They lost that game by a scoreline of 4-2. But this one matters. This one counts today in the NISA Independent Cup. Again, Cal Victory, they've played 10 matches in the Wild West North Premier Division of UPSL, and they're just sitting below Davis Legacy in their league. Cal Victory has only lost 3 games on the year, 6 wins, a draw, played 10. Nedlinger moving the ball nicely again. Cal Victory. They've played quite a few more games than this Bay Cities team. And it's showing so far. This is Aguilar. And now Melgosa. Lots of space for him to run. Moreno into the feet of Jorge Alvarez. Aguilar. That is a fine ball out to the right for Ramirez. He goes to ground. And Bay Cities concede a corner. Corner now to Cal Victory. And there's Zapata. He's having words there with Josiah Romero. It'll be a corner. It's going to be taken by Villegas. Villegas' service. Aguilar is in there. And headed away by Bay Cities. Will it fall here for Moreno? Headed back in is Ventura offside. Yes, he is. Cal Victory, they got their name for the California Victory that played at Sequoia Stadium back in 2006, 2007. And Michael Briceño, he was actually coached by Hugo Perez. And he was part of that group, California Victory, that played at Sequoia Stadium for that one season in the USL. Long time ago now, of course, that happened, but I think For many folks, that seems like yesterday. Here is Nedlinger. Here is Josinovic. His ball over to the left side for Ramiro, who's had the best chance thus far for Bay Cities. Ventura. He's one of the most experienced players on this Cal Victory team. And now Victor Parra for Bay Cities. Partida. Aguilar, he goes to ground. Oh, the referee have a chat here with Partida. The yellow card's coming out early to Jonathan Partida. And I think he's protesting that one, but he came from behind to trip up Aguilar. So the captain is booked, Jonathan Partida.
Yellow card has been issued in the 14th minute to Bay Cities FC number 20, Jonathan Partida.
So he's got to be careful the rest of this game now. Nedlinger, lots of space and time into the feet of Aguilar. Cleared away by David Kinnear. Ramirez. And now Melgosa. Well, they move the ball pretty well, Cal Victory, and thus far, very comfortable in possession. Not for a couple of Bay Cities counterattacks so far. They look good on the counterattack, and you would assume Cal Victory at this point would continue to have most of the possession, most of the ball. And Bay City's just very comfortable and fine playing on the counterattack. This is Ramirez on the right side. And Romero, and he wins a free kick. Cal Victory looking to potentially be a professional side as well, in addition to Bay Cities. I was told there's not really a USL presence by Michael Briceño up there, so maybe USL 2 or maybe USL 1 and potentially maybe USL Championship one day. Got Napa Valley 1839 up there, as well as the Sonoma Soul. A couple of other clubs as well in the North Bay. But professional soccer as a showcase, especially with this, is terrific when you have Bay Cities petitioning to go to NISA. As I said at the top of the program, there is 9 of the... And this goalkeeper comes out, and the shot comes in right there. And I guess I got caught looking here at my notes, but 9 of the 36 clubs in this Independent Cup are looking to go to play in NISA in future years. This is Nedlinger. And now Ramirez. Melgosa. And again, that back line of Cal Victory. Lots of time, presence there. That's Moreno Jr., Aguilar on the ball. Bit of a slip on the turn there. Was he fouled? No, it was Ramiro who was fouled here in the 18th minute. Josinovic. Now lots of time for David Kinnear to play, the son of Dominic Kinnear, of course, who a lot of Bay Area soccer fans know. Former coach of the San Jose Earthquakes. There is Ventura. Alvarez. Viegas. Ball over the top. It's perfect for Viegas to run onto. Can he get there? And just a little bit out of his reach. Out for a goal kick. I think he kicked it right as it was going over the line there. I'm sure he would have loved another corner. Kinnear for Para and cleared away by Ramirez. Throw in far side for Bay Cities. Almost halfway through this first half. Better chances falling to Cal Victory. But both of these two teams well matched. They're up for it today. Nedlinger for Irving Ventura, who played part of his collegiate career at Irvine and then transferred to USF, where he finished out his college career. He played professionally in Phoenix for Phoenix FC before they became Phoenix Rising. And now a key player of Michael Briseño's side of Cal Victory. He said he's one of the usual fellas we like to have in the side. Stoppage of play on that far side there as Eric Martinez is down. Well, here's the save there by Alan Cruz as Gabriel Moreno looking to get on the turn there. Kinnear all the way back to the goalkeeper, Alan Cruz. There's Ray Dorwart, whose name is synonymous with many Bay Area soccer clubs. Played at the San Francisco Glens. He's been overseas, he's been back. And nice to see Ray Dorwart potentially playing for Bay Cities FC. Josinovic, lots of time and space for him out of the back. Diagonal down the right. Para, overlapping run there by Medina. Medina getting to the end line. Can he win a corner? Still Medina. Is he being held up there? The referee says play on. Well, that was a good build-up by Bay Cities. From Josinovic through the midfield and found Medina making that nice run on that right side. That's what it's going to take, especially on the counter-attack. But Bay Cities coming more and more into this game. Here's Dorwart, certainly a danger man. Dorwart drops his shoulder. He threads it in here. Away there. Ramiro was there for a second. Partida, top of the area. And laid off for Guerrero, who has a shot right into the face of Aguilar. Dorwart on this right side. That's a fine cross there, and the goalkeeper, Llamas, in the line of that cross. But Bay City's finding some success down this right side. Through the feet of Dorwart and Medina. Dorwart wins it back. Nice stuff this by Martinez. Into the feet of Para. Moreno. This is good football from Cal Victory. Ramirez. And now Aguilar. Still Gio Aguilar. And away for a throw-in for Cal Victory. Wonderful stuff. Ramirez. And it's out already before he can get his cross in. Well, Miguel Guerrero grew up in the area and describes it as a dream come true. It wasn't an easy dream for him to play professional here at Bay Cities, but he's here, he's ready to get started, and ready to see what this team can produce. He said growing up in Redwood City came with ups and downs, and he said that it made me the person I am today. Something that's always been a goal of his is to play professionally, especially in his hometown, which is truly special. None of this fell into his feet. He said, Bridge the Bay means that we're united as one in the place we call home. And there's a lovely little piece on the Bay Cities website about Miguel Guerrero. Urge you to check it out if you can. BayCitiesFC.com. On the turn, this is Victor Para. Nice work here by the center forward. Para still, will he win a corner? It's Para, save made by the goalkeeper. Llamas out for a corner. Well, that was the best chance, best move so far from Bay Cities to bother Llamas. And it was all started by Victor Para. On his right foot, back to his left, back to his right, and had a good go there. Corner taken. Came off the head there of Eric Martinez. And here comes Cal Victory through the feet of Kevin Lopez. Moreno. And they string something together potentially. Here is Melgosa, who's almost playing as a left winger. Loves to get out of that left wing position. They're finding lots of success with Melgosa and Omar Ramirez, as you just saw on the ball, the two outside backs, Cal Victory. Ventura over to the feet of Melgosa. Couple of step overs, settles things down. This is Aguilar. Oh, Aguilar! Take a bow, because that is a terrific goal. Giovanni Aguilar. Bay Cities 0, Cal Victory 1. Well, he saw space in front of him, and there was no one in front of him, and he had a good go from distance, and why not? Giovanni Aguilar puts his team up. The visitors are in the lead. Beautiful, beautiful strike there from the central midfielder. And lots going through his feet as well. Well, the opening goal between these two teams, and that was special indeed. Here is Partida. To see how Bay Cities answers after conceding. Cal Victory did score the first goal when they met a few weeks ago. And then Bay Cities answered right in the beginning of the second half, in the 46th minute of play, actually. Josinovic into the feet of Dorwart on the right. This is better from Bay Cities. Partida. Josinovic. John Partida, who played at San Jose State, again, played at LA Force in NISA last year. The captain of this team, he's had a stint with SF City 3 years ago in 2018. He's enjoying his time now as a professional and captaining this team, although they're down 1-0. Here's the goal scorer, Aguilar. John Partida says, I have Bay Area slang, culture, swag, taste of music, and hyphy movement in my blood. This also gave me the experience of growing up with diverse cultures and ethnicities, which I loved. Here is Aguilar. And now Alvarez. Before this game, there was a nice little fan experience with some Velcro soccer. There's a couple neat food trucks out here as well in Redwood City. Apparently there's a shaved ice truck, I'm told by our producer. And apparently at halftime, he may go sneak for a shaved ice. Back to the football now. And gifted away here to Moreno Jr. He plays in the goal scorer, Aguilar. Aguilar again. Oh, and it's off the bar. Golden chance for Cal Victory there as they recovered the ball up high. Here is Josinovic. Para. And now Partita. This is a great run by the captain. Crossed on in. It was a decent diagonal there by Miguel Najar. Victor Para, of course, center forward. He played at San Jose State. Played for East Bay FC as well. And he had played professionally in the second division in Portugal. Ledman Liga Pro. He played for FC Famalicão out there. Settled down by Josinovic into the feet of Miguel Guerrero. His ball over to the left side for Ramiro. And Cal Victory very comfortable in this 34th minute. They've bossed possession. And they have the goal through that man there, Gio Aguilar. Throw in far side. Para in a foot race. And dealt with nicely, though, by Nedlinger. 80 degrees here in Redwood City. As you can hear the sound of the Caltrain, a municipal train that connects San Francisco and San Jose. And Redwood City basically right in the middle of those two cities. And when they mean bridge the bay, they really want to be able to unite behind soccer in the Bay Area and land this professional team here in Redwood City. This is Cal Victory on the front foot, stolen by Josinovic. Nice spot to run, and he is upended. I'm sure the yellow card's coming out now for Jorge Alvarez, and it is. Well, Josinovic gets past Alvarez. He could be off to the races there. Good stuff by the center back, though. And Josinovic also played at the San Jose Earthquakes Academy. Here's Partita. Josinovic is also a product of the Juventus Sport Club, which is associated with Bay Cities. Shot comes in from distance there by Martinez. Doesn't do much to bother the goalkeeper, Llamas, but having to go from distance and making him work for it. Bay Cities could use an opportunity or two here. Lots of fans out here at Sequoia High School. And of course, I'm sure many of them are watching the Copa America final on their phones or probably being updated by their friends as well between Argentina and Brazil, which kicked off about 5 minutes before this match did. Here is Nedlinger. Over to the left and back to the right. Handled by the goalkeeper, Cruz. Josinovic has to be quick and does. Nice stuff out of pressure from Bay Cities. Well, that's good work there, Eric Martinez, before he's kind of nudged off the ball. Villegas for Melgosa. Nedlinger. Again, if you're Cal Victory, you probably just want to get to halftime up 1-0. Kind of unscathed, which they have, but here is Ray Dorwart. He has other thoughts. Dorwart still over to his left side. A bit of a hefty touch by the winger. Dorwart. And cleared away, but maintained by Nahar. Guerrero. Partida, space to run now for Diego Medina. He puts a cross in. Over the head there, but falls to Ramiro. Still Josiah Ramiro. He has a go, but off of Ramirez. Good battle that on the left side. Omar Ramirez and Josiah Romero. Again, this is the opening game of the NISA Independent Cup. And in this specific section, it is the Pacific region. Again, Bay Cities. They've put in a petition to join NISA next spring, 2022, joined by Cal Victory. Alongside them, Space United and PDX FC. PDX FC, they play in USL League 2. On this Bay City side, they'll travel to play against PDX FC next weekend, and then they'll go ahead and host Space United in 2 weeks from today, right here on this field. More broadcast information upcoming, of course, so stay tuned to the Bay Area Online Sports Network, bayosn.tv, or the Bay Cities website for more broadcast information, baycitiesfc.com. Can Bay Cities get something potentially before half? It's Nahar. And now Kinnear. Partida. And now Guerrero. I don't think he was upset when he hit it the first time. He wanted to find Josiah Romero on the left side. Melgosa. And now Aguilar. Para, he'll press a little bit, asking his teammates to press with him. Lopez. Dispossessed there. Melgosa, but referee blows his whistle. Edlinger. Villegas. Finds Aguilar on the run, headed away by Kinnear, brought down by Partida, into the feet of Guerrero. Nice turn here by the Redwood City native. Free kick going the home side's way. Partida for Josinovic. That is a lovely ball for Romero, end line. Josiah Romero onto his right foot. He finds Nahar, his shot, and Nahar's shot over the bar. Again, much better from Bay Cities, and the fans really enjoyed that too. It was quick change of the field. Nice little switch from the right to the left. And then you have that left wing Josiah Romero, very active on the end line there, and he played it back into the feet of Miguel Nahar. And his shot on his right foot. Nice stuff indeed. They're behind here, the home side, Bay Cities FC. Here is Giovanni Aguilar. Ball over the top, and a nice ball that is for Lopez. Still Lopez on his feet. Medina trying to tackle the ball away. He was on the ground for a second and able to make that tackle. But so too, there is Melgosa, the left back. He has been very dangerous and effective down that left side today for Cal Victory. Well, it is stoppage time. The fourth official has indicated there will be 2 minutes of stoppage time. Cortland Caldwell on our far side. Well, if Bay Cities can string something together here right before the end of the first half, I'm sure they would be very happy. Here is Kinnear. A little too much there for Nahar. Throw in for the visitors. Well, there's Moreno. Villegas. Shouts of a foul not given. Through the middle is Eric Martinez. He'll get a chance to spring Para, and Para is offside. Well, Victor Para, the San Jose State man, timed his run, or had thought he had timed his run there for the through ball from Martinez. Here is Moreno. And Zapata blows his whistle for halftime here in Redwood City at Sequoia High School. With the scoreline, Bay Cities 0, Cal Victory 1. A goal from Giovanni Aguilar right on the half-hour mark. So we'll be back with the second half in a little bit. You'll want to keep it right here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network. Appreciate everybody for tuning in here on your Saturday evening in the NISA Independent Cup. We'll be back in just a little bit.
One of our successes has always been able to find the B personalities, and the B personality just stands for Butler, which means fitting into our organization. We could have been a much bigger company if we had chosen to be, but it's been the philosophy of both myself, Bill, and the leadership team to stay at a size that we really know all of our team members and their family members, because we're only as good as the team member sitting next to us.
Go to Gray's. Gray's knows green. Family owned, Gray's Paints is the Bay Area's leading provider of Benjamin Moore paint, stains, and finishes. Gray's Paint will provide you unparalleled paint expertise, environmentally friendly products, and premium customer service to help you successfully navigate your project. Gray's Paint and Benjamin Moore, available at 4 Bay Area locations: Burlingame, San Mateo, Redwood City, and Menlo Park. Go to Gray's. Gray's knows green.
This is about more than work. It's about growing a community. Every day, across the country, the highly skilled, highly trained members of the IBEW are committed to doing the job right, doing the job safe, and doing the job on time. Because while we might be experts in our field, we're also your friends and neighbors. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
I've been coming to Mobius for over a year and it's changed my life. Ever since I started coming here, I've gotten in more shape. I've met great people.
If you're just new and you want to start out, you don't have to find your own way to do it. You get people that are showing you exactly what you need to do, so it gives you a perfect program.
The classes are great. There's high energy. We like to have a great time. They play great music and we get a workout in super quick and we can get on with our day.
I would rather look good than to feel good, and you know who you are.
That's right, Fernando. Looking good is important, and looking good starts with a great haircut from Sheer Design in Laurelwood Shopping Center in San Mateo. No matter your age or style, the trained barbers at Sheer Design will get you looking good. Sheer Design in Laurelwood Shopping Center in San Mateo. Ask for Joaquin and tell him you saw this ad on BAOSN.TV.
The best food deserves the best salsas. I can assist you, for I am El Salsa Recommender. Carnitas Burrito, the Volcan. Steak and prawns, Oaxaca. Tacos al pastor, Molcajete. Salsa is not about the heat, it's about the flavor. My work here is done.
Who is that? I don't know.
Pancho Villa Taqueria. I recommend it.
Like Danny, huh?
They'll probably never know about his thousands of hours of on-the-job training.
Here you go, Daddy.
Or that he spent as much time in the classroom as someone with a master's degree. You and I know he's one of the experts when it comes to electricity, part of a team committed to doing the job right. They call him Dad. You call him the electrician right down the street. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
One of our successes has always been able to find the B personalities, and the B personality just stands for Butler, which means fitting into our organization. We could have been a much bigger company if we had chosen to be, but it's been the philosophy of both myself, Bill, and the leadership team to stay at a size that we really know all of our team members and their family members, because we're only as good as the team member sitting next to us.
Go to Gray's. Gray's knows green. Family owned, Gray's Paints is the Bay Area's leading provider of Benjamin Moore paint, stains, and finishes. Gray's Paint will provide you unparalleled paint expertise, environmentally friendly products, and premium customer service to help you successfully navigate your project. Gray's Paint and Benjamin Moore, available at 4 Bay Area locations: Burlingame, San Mateo, Redwood City, and Menlo Park. Go to Gray's. Gray's knows green.
This is about more than work. It's about growing a community. Every day, across the country, the highly skilled, highly trained members of the IBEW are committed to doing the job right, doing the job safe, and doing the job on time. Because while we might be experts in our field, we're also your friends and neighbors. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
I've been coming to Mobius for over a year and it's changed my life. Ever since I started coming here, I've gotten in more shape. I've met great people.
If you're just new and you want to start out, you don't have to find your own way to do it. You get people that are showing you exactly what you need to do, so it gives you a perfect program.
The classes are great. There's high energy. We like to have a great time. They play great music and we get a workout in super quick and we can get on with our day.
I would rather look good than to feel good, and you know who you are.
That's right, Fernando. Looking good is important, and looking good starts with a great haircut from Sheer Design in Laurelwood Shopping Center in San Mateo. No matter your age or style, the trained barbers at Sheer Design will get you looking good. Sheer Design in Laurelwood Shopping Center in San Mateo. Ask for Joaquin and tell him you saw this ad on BAOSN.TV.
The best food deserves the best salsas. I can assist you, for I am El Salsa Recommender. Carnitas Burrito, the Volcan. Steak and prawns, Oaxaca. Tacos al Pastor, Molcajete. Salsa is not about the heat, it's about the flavor. My work here is done.
Who is that? I don't know.
Pancho Villa Taqueria. I recommend it.
Welcome back here to Sequoia High School in Redwood City. Charles Wolin with you alongside the founder of Bay Cities FC, Anders Perez. And Anders, tell me a little bit more about the process of getting into NISA and what the situation really is here, and what your expectation is potentially from this specific tournament, maybe going into NISA for next year.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me, Charles. I love what you guys are doing here with us. Yeah, for us, it's about, we wanted to do a summer tour, get the brand and the team out there, get really on the ground with the community. Obviously, a lot of our players are local Redwood City and Bay Area players, and I'm loving it every second of this. For us, it's hoping to get the best result out of these 3 matches, obviously give the crowd and our community something to be proud of, and then from there get ready for the 2022 season with NISA.
And tell me what Bridge the Bay really means. It is your slogan. What does it mean to you, and what does it mean to this group of guys?
Absolutely. I mean, for us, you know, when we first started this, there's a lot of soccer here in the Bay Area. My background, obviously, is with, you know, youth soccer, youth clubs. You know, I've been a coach for a long time and now a director for a club. And one of the things that I find is that the pro side is what really bridges all these youth clubs together, right? So that's how we started with the mantra. But just in general, soccer bridges gaps, bridges, diversity, bridges different socioeconomic backgrounds, especially here in Silicon Valley, where it's such a diverse blend of individuals, right? So one thing that you'll find at all our games is it doesn't matter you're rich, you're poor, you're big, you're small, right? You're coming out to help us root for Bay cities and also, bridge the Bay together, whether it's from the East Bay, the South Bay, the North Bay, San Francisco. We want the whole Bay Area to be a part of this journey with us.
Thank you so much, Anders. I really appreciate your time. We'll be back with the second half in just a little bit here on the Bay Area Online Sports Network.
All right, now you're just like Danny, huh?
They'll probably never know about his thousands of hours of on-the-job training,
There you go, Daddy.
or that he spent as much time in the classroom as someone with a master's degree. You and I know he's one of the experts when it comes to electricity, part of a team committed to doing the job right. They call him Dad. You call him the electrician right down the street. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
One of our successes has always been able to find the B personalities, and the B personality just stands for Butler, which means fitting into our organization. We could have been a much bigger company if we had chosen to be, but it's been the philosophy of both myself, Bill, and the leadership team to stay at a size that we really know all of our team members and their family members, because we're only as good as the team member sitting next to us.
Go to Gray's. Gray's knows green. Family owned, Gray's Paints is the Bay Area's leading provider of Benjamin Moore paint, stains, and finishes. Gray's Paint will provide you unparalleled paint expertise, environmentally friendly products, and premium customer service to help you successfully navigate your project. Gray's Paint and Benjamin Moore, available at 4 Bay Area locations: Burlingame, San Mateo, Redwood City, and Menlo Park. Go to Gray's. Gray's knows green.
This is about more than work. It's about growing a community. Every day, across the country, the highly skilled, highly trained members of the IBEW are committed to doing the job right, doing the job safe, and doing the job on time. Because while we might be experts in our field, we're also your friends and neighbors. IBEW, the power professionals in your neighborhood.
I've been coming to Mobius for over a year and it's changed my life. Ever since I started coming here, I've gotten in more shape. I've met great people.
If you're just new and you want to start out, you don't have to find your own way to do it. You get people that are showing you exactly what you need to do, so it gives you a perfect program.
The classes are great. There's high energy. We like to have a great time. They play great music and we get a workout in super quick and we can get on with our day.
I would rather look good than to feel good, and you know who you are.
That's right, Fernando. Looking good is important, and looking good starts with a great haircut from Sheer Design in Laurelwood Shopping Center in San Mateo. No matter your age or style, the trained barbers at Sheer Design will get you looking good. Sheer Design in Laurelwood Shopping Center in San Mateo. Ask for Joaquin and tell him you saw this ad on BAOSN.TV.
The best food deserves the best salsas. I can assist you, for I am El Salsa Recommender. Carnitas Burrito, the Volcan. Steak and prawns, Oaxaca. Tacos al pastor, Molcajete. Salsa is not about the heat, it's about the flavor. My work here is done.
Who is that? I don't know.
Pancho Villa Taqueria. I recommend it.
Welcome back to Sequoia High School here in Redwood City and the NISA Independent Cup. Bay Cities FC and Cal Victory FC. Cal Victory scored on the half-hour mark, courtesy of a strike from Giovanni Aguilar, and it was a really, really fine finish by Aguilar as well. We are set for the second half. 45 minutes for Bay Cities to respond. 45 minutes for Cal Victory to hold on. Cal Victory, the second-placed team in the UPSL Wild West North Division. They've played many games together as a squad. Here is Alvarez, who was booked just before halftime. Partida also withdrawn from the game, the captain for Bay Cities. And replacing him is Milan Rosic. Here is Salvador Villegas now for Cal Victory. Just one change for Cal Victory. Danny Turgeon now in the game. At center back, he'll partner Irving Ventura. This is Lopez. And now Romero for Cal Victory. Here is Josinovic. Three changes for Bay Cities here in the second half. Zahin Mahic in the back line now in the place of David Kinnear. In central midfield, Milan Rosic replaces Jonathan Partida, the captain. And on the right side at right back now is David Chavez. He replaces Diego Medina. So three changes for Bay Cities. Each team will have 5 substitutions. Obviously, you can't come back into the match after you've been withdrawn, but it is 5 substitutions here in the NISA Independent Cup. Here is the substitute, Mahic, who played at the Michigan Stars, and he knows NISA pretty well. Michigan Stars, they made the trip out to play against Oakland Roots in February 2020. It was a 2-1 victory for the Oakland Roots in that game, but Mahic is a local lad, Bay Area product, so Eddie Hernandez appreciating having him and his experience as well. Mahic, and now Dorwart, who switched from the right to the left. Ray Dorwart. Guerrero. Josinovic. Had a lot of good time on the ball in that first half, Josinovic. Great tackle there by Aguilar on Dorwart, otherwise he was through. Here is Dorwart. It looks like he's playing a little bit more underneath Para, and Para is fouled by Irving Ventura. Ventura having a chat with the referee, Michael Zapata, about things in the opening 5 minutes of this second half. Well, there are some drums and other noisemakers here in the stands for this second half. Quite rightly so. The atmosphere here is terrific. It is going to be David Chavez. Freds the ball in there. Comes to the top of the area for Ray Dorwart. And out for a throw-in on the far side for Cal Victory. Again, Cal Victory, they are extremely patient in possession and comfortable with the ball at their feet, comfortable having possession as well, being able to go from the left to the right, back from the right to the left, through the middle, keeping the ball. And Bay City's much more comfortable playing on the counterattack in this game. The midfield three for Cal Victory has been terrific. The outside backs just as good as well, as Mahic looks to clear away, and it'll be a throw-in on the far side here for Bay Cities. Just a few minutes into this second half. And you heard the voice of Anders Perez at halftime, the founder of Bay Cities, and wanting to bridge the Bay. That is their slogan, and really trying to create a wonderful professional atmosphere here with Bay Cities. On the break, it's Para. Overlapping run for Josiah Ramiro on the right. He had a good bunch of attacks on the left in the first half. Here is Ramiro, dispossessed though, into the feet of Aguilar. And now Villegas. Ball over the top. Is Moreno onside? Well, it doesn't really matter because Alan Cruz played that well. Sun probably in his eyes a little bit in this beginning of this second half as the sun begins to fade a bit. We won't have sunset because obviously sunset is a little bit later these days, as we're around 6:15 local time here, and the sun does not set until around 7:45. Here's Dorwart at the end line in the corner flag. Dorwart looking to turn. Irving Ventura. And now a big clearance by Melgosa. Again, Melgosa and Ramirez, the two outside backs for Cal Victory, have really gotten up and down the flanks today. Really enjoyed, looks like they're enjoying it, excuse me. Cross comes in over everybody's head there. And Eric Martinez saw that one just go right over his head. Now, David Chavez. Good stuff here. Martinez get a foot to it, cleared away. Martinez. Still looking for Dorwart. And Ray Dorwart is fouled just outside the area. And yellow card coming now to Omar Ramirez. So he's booked. Free kick opportunity now for Bay Cities. Well, Omar Ramirez is having a chat there with Michael Zapata. A bit upset about that card, obviously. Well, that was really his first offense. And probably protesting that he should have gotten a couple other chances before that one. Zapata has handed out 3 yellow cards so far in this game. 3 in the wall here for Cal Victory. It swerved in, it hits the wall. Brought back down by Miguel Guerrero, who was wearing the captain's armband in the place of the withdrawn Partida. And some pushing there between Melgosa and Romero will result in a free kick for the visitors. Be a restart for the away side. Just looking to kind of take the air out of things here behind the home crowd. I'd probably say there must be around 400 to 500 people here. Strike, and it comes off the side there. Here is Lopez, and his just fizzes wide. Well, Gabriel Moreno had that opportunity just moments ago on the counter-attack. He did really well. He really should finish that, as he had a little bit of space, and he hit that post. Here's Giovanni Aguilar. And now Victor Ramiro. Villegas, and now Omar Ramirez. As you can see here, the strike by Moreno, it took a wicked deflection. I believe it came off Mahic, and then the rebound from Lopez. As Cal Victory looks to clear. Guerrero, and now Para. On the right. Here is Josinovic. Again, Tomo Josinovic played at the San Jose Earthquakes Academy. Played for Juventus Soccer Club as well. A soccer club synonymous with this Bay Cities team. Now, chance on here. This is Ray Dorwart. Crosses the ball in on his right foot. Falls for Martinez. And Martinez not able to get all of that one. Melgosa. Alvarez. A lovely take by Villegas here. Here's Giovanni Aguilar again. This midfield 3 for Cal Victory. Jorge Alvarez, Salvador Villegas, and Giovanni Aguilar. This is Moreno. Still Moreno in the area. Moreno trying to square things up top of the area. Now Moreno has been a bit of a menace this last couple of minutes. He's hit the bar off of a deflection. Bay City's looking to clear their lines. 2 more substitutions available to Eddie Hernandez in this second half. Eddie Hernandez, DOC for the Fremont Rush, now the head coach of this Bay Cities team. He said, this is for all the Bay Area. He said, I lived in Portland, I lived in Los Angeles, but I'm from the Bay Area, and this is the best place to play. And he is one of the youngest coaches in NISA. And one of the youngest squads, too. And he emphasized that in our pregame chat. Very proud of that. Here is Martinez. Lovely stuff by him. Can't quite turn the corner, though. Chased down by Villegas. And Villegas pushed off the ball. Free kick coming now for the away team. And the referee wants to have a bit of a chat here with David Chavez and with Villegas, as they clearly had a spirited conversation between the two of them in that foul, in that sequence. Free kick going to be taken here by Melgosa. Aguilar tries to thread it back in. Brought down by Ray Dorwart. Lovely stuff by Ray Dorwart. And he finds Victor Para. Still Para, and then cleared away. That was Danny Turgeon, the substitute, with that tackle. Well, that's what you want. Coming on as a center back in the second half. Make a challenge like that. Looks like there's going to be 2 more substitutions coming for Cal Victory. So Rodrigo Garcia in the game. Noah Benvenuti in the game now. At center back. Here is Miguel Guerrero. Into the feet of Eric Martinez, and now Victor Para for Ray Dorwart. Dorwart, lovely stuff by Ray Dorwart. His cross met at the far side by Josiah Ramiro. Bay Cities looks to keep it in. And here comes Victor Ramiro. And now handled by Giovanni Aguilar. Here is Roberto Melgosa. And now the substitute, Rodrigo Garcia. Nicely taken here. Victor Ramiro. Cal Victory trying to create something here. They've exchanged many passes, but finally cut out by Josinovic for a Cal Victory throw-in on the far side, just near the Cal Victory bench. Bay City's throw on that far side. Got a couple substitutions left. Eddie Hernandez to try to see if his side can get back into this game. Cal Victory's used 3 subs. Bay Cities has used 3 subs. Again, the rule is that they've got 5 subs in this tournament. cleared away, dealt with by Zahin Mahic, though. And he has a little foray into the Cal Victory half. Throw-in going to be taken by Chavez. Lovely turn by Giovanni Aguilar. What a ball that is for Gabriel Moreno. Moreno held up by Mahic, though, who did really well to make that run to see if he could stop Moreno. Now Rodrigo Garcia. Villegas. Aguilar. Still Aguilar into the feet of Omar Ramirez. Ramirez's cross. Mahic does really well. Calm stuff by the center back substitute, Zahin Mahic. Coming back, slowing down Gabriel Moreno, chesting that back to the goalkeeper. You can see his comfort playing in the back line as a center back. Center backs don't just look up and hit the ball long to a striker anymore. You got to be comfortable playing out of the back. Not just break up tackles and make plays, but really be good on your feet and almost kind of be a deep-lying playmaker sometimes and be able to possess out of the back. Here is Victor Ramiro, and now on for Gabriel Moreno, and was not on the same page there with Omar Ramirez. This is Milan Rosic, also a substitute at the beginning of this second half. Mahic. Now Cal Victory not playing as high, allowing Bay Cities to string together some passing out of the back. Miguel Guerrero, what a fine ball that is for Josiah Romero on the right. He started on the left, now he's back on the right. Josiah Ramiro. And now David Chavez. Ramiro, his cross to the back post and headed away by Omar Ramirez. It'll be a Bay Cities corner. Here in the 68th minute of Sequoia High School in Redwood City, sandwiched in between San Francisco and San Jose. Bay Cities, they want to bridge the bay. Well, here is the hometown captain, Miguel Guerrero. His cross over everybody's head, but tracking it down is Josiah Ramiro. And just goes out of play there. Goal kick now coming to the away side. Cal Victory. Again, you've seen the Cal Victory side so good in possession. And they're really on the same page with one another, and that's because they've played 10 games with each other this spring and early summer in the UPSL Wild West North, and they're second place for a reason. Only second to Davis Legacy, who's also in the division with them. And some of these Bay Cities players, this is the first time they've actually played together. Again, this is the NISA Independent Cup. 4 teams in this section, in this division. PDXFC and Space United as well in this section in the Pacific. And a free kick coming now as Ray Dorwart draws another foul. So free kick coming up now for Bay Cities, and David Chavez, the right back, is going to take this. Good height in there. Zahin Mahic is in there. Cross done in by Chavez, and it took a deflection. The goalkeeper had to be off his line and was. And Roberto Llamas saw that all the way. Stolen back by Zahin Mahic. Over to his right side. Does really well for Josiah Ramiro. Ramiro, couple of step overs now onto his left foot. As Eric Martinez was in there, but Guerrero! And it is just wide. Well, Miguel Guerrero had a little bit of space and saw that one through. Really nice idea there by Miguel Guerrero. A couple of substitutions now coming for the home team. As you can see, Guerrero's shot just goes to the outside of Llamas's post. Took a deflection, of course. And corner coming here. Now for Bay Cities. It's Guerrero. And they find something maybe from this. Floated in. Headed on up, and there's Llamas, the goalkeeper. Well, he did well, the goalkeeper. Chance on here. A nice save by Alan Cruz. Diving over to his right. This is Miguel Najar. A couple of substitutions now coming for Bay Cities. Here is Milan Rosic. There's Jorge Lopez, link-up play there with Zahin Mahic. Still Mahic. And now Carlos Zavala in the game. Pushing and shoving here on the field from that little instance in this final 15 minutes in Redwood City between Bay Cities and Cal Victory. Referee's got a handle on it though, and yellow card's going to come out. And it's going to be Noah Benvenuti booked. Still some pushing and stuff on that far side with Ramirez and Villegas, and with Jorge Lopez going to be taking this free kick. Probably around 35, 30 yards away here. Sending numbers, Bay Cities. Getting up the field here is Milan Rosic. That's a good service, Mahic. And the goalkeeper got to it first, Roberto Llamas. Now on for Guerrero. And Guerrero just chips it wide and high. Well, inside this final 13 minutes or so, plus some added time in this NISA Independent Cup. Cal Victory FC with the 1-0 lead. And we'll show you that chance moments ago. Mahic gets his head to it, or maybe just a little flick, but saved by Llamas, the goalkeeper. The follow-up shot by Miguel Guerrero, the little chip on his right foot, just wide. Free kick now coming for Cal Victory. Again, named after the California Victory of USL when they played at Kezar. Here's Aguilar, another opportunity, headed on in, and it is out for a corner. The referee points to the corner. There's protests there from Alan Cruz and by Mahic. Well, is this a cross? Is this a shot? It may be a shot that became a cross. And it looks like Ramirez had the ball kind of bounce off his back, and then it bounced off Josinovic. Anyway, corner to Cal Victory, headed away by Josinovic at the near post. Here is Victor Ramiro. Handled nicely, though, by Omar Ramirez, who kind of created that corner. Villegas. Mahic. Chavez. Looking to get down the sideline. Bay Cities needs to relieve some pressure. They finally do, as it bounces off the foot of Jorge Alvarez as they search for this equalizer. Well, they would really like to get one.
Substitution here in the 80th minute for Cal Victory FC.
Quickly taken, and The referee has to stop play for a second. They're coming up on around 10 minutes to play plus stoppage time. Josinovic. Looked like a pure pro out there, the center back. And now here's the substitute, Carlos Zavala. Nursing a bit of an injury, Josiah Romero, saved by Llamas. And they're protesting for the corner, and they're gonna get the corner. Oh, that ball from Miguel Guerrero into the feet of Josiah Romero. Tries to square that up, and Llamas, full stretch there. Llamas is in there, and he collects it. Well, trying to weave his way through traffic is Jorge Alvarez, and now going to ground is Carlos Zavala. Play on, says the referee. They wanted a free kick there. And Cal Victory just want to see the game through probably at this point. Not give up too many free kicks, but keep possession where they can, because they've been good at that. And if you're Bay Cities, just continue to throw folks forward, get numbers in the box, try to win some free kicks as well. See if they can get on the end of some. Here is Zavala. Did not start today. He had a bit of an injury, but I was told by Eddie Hernandez that he would play the last little bit, and here he is. And now Jorge Lopez into the feet of Zavala. Top of the area. And now Romero. Romero looking for Ray Dorwart. He was just dispossessed. Needed one more touch there. Well, things really under the wire now for Bay Cities. They'd like to equalize. Nahar. Still Nahar. Tackled away. Out for a corner. Oh, Cal Victory was protesting early that that was not a corner, so was just ruled a goal kick. All the way back to the goalkeeper, Alan Cruz. Hasn't had a ton to do today, to be honest. Cal Victory has hit the post a couple of times, and the crossbar. Villegas, he's very much been the man running the show for Cal Victory today. On for Jorge Lopez, dispossessed. Into the feet, though, of Jorge Alvarez, who looks to spring the run of Emilio Munoz, and he's offside. David Chavez for Guerrero. And again, wonderful, wonderful work by Jorge Alvarez, who is spectacular as that defensive midfield player for Cal Victory. David Chavez, overlapping run by Josiah Romero. Still Romero, overlapping run, Chavez, right side. Chavez's cross out for a corner. 85th minute at Sequoia High School. Searching for the equalizer. Bay Cities, the home team. Cal Victory, the away side. The visitors have been the better team in possession, created a few more chances, but Bay Cities, they've had a good second half. Can they convert? Crossed on in, Mahic. And I believe that's Ray Dorwart. And so, out for a goal kick and a restart. Well, we take a look at that one again. David Chavez with that, and it just comes off of Josiah Romero's thigh in that sequence. He's been active on this right side. Again, this is a Cal Victory team that's just looking to see this through. Hold on. Bay Cities, continue to attack if you can. Throw players forward. Josinovic, his ball over the top. Ray Dorwart is there. He brings it down. Still Ray Dorwart at the end line. And cleared away. Fantastic work by Ray Dorwart. They wanted to get that touch on a little bit more. Clearance by Rodrigo Garcia, just as good though from that first touch from Dorwart, but Josinovic to see that one over the top to begin. Brilliant, absolutely just brilliant. Free kick now. It's going to be taken by Jorge Lopez and away by Jorge Alvarez. Miguel Guerrero for Mahic. Was he fouled? I think the crowd wanted one there as he goes to ground, but he's quick back up on his feet. Flag stays down here for Emilio Munoz. And then pulled back. Giovanni Aguilar. Fantastic work. It's Omar Ramirez, still Ramirez, and cleared away by Mahic. As he clears that one away, he skies it right over the bar, and it'll be a Cal Victory corner. No rush for Cal Victory, taking their time, methodical, all on the same page. Crossed into the area. This is Villegas, left side. Good tackle by Josiah Romero. Thread back on in. Dealt with, though, by the home team and through the feet of David Chavez. Ray Dorwart, who has been a good threat as a winger in this second half. Dorwart on the left. The end line. Still Dorwart. And headed away by Benvenuti. Well, just chasing the game here. And now stoppage time in this 90th minute. Mahic. Can they win the second ball? Bay Cities. Just an extra little touch in that final third. Would really be something special if they could get it. Here is Mahic over to his left. Zahin Mahic. And now Villegas in space. Overlapping run. It's Omar Ramirez. Ramirez rounds the goalkeeper. Still Ramirez. Omar Ramirez. And somehow, some way, it's kept out. And it's still 1-0. There's going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time from our fourth official, Cortland Caldwell. We'll play the 4 minutes. Cal Victory not in a hurry at all. Here is Milan Rosic. Chested down by Jorge Lopez. Was he fouled? Referee says no. Dorwart picks up the ball. Cleared away. Rosic. He is fouled. Restart coming for Bay Cities. Miguel Guerrero. Overlapping run is Nahar. And now Carlos Zavala, the San Jose State lad. Chance on here, it's Jorge Lopez! Oh, and it's just wide. Jorge Lopez on the turn, opened up on his right foot. A moment there, really to equalize, and it's just wide. Well, fans in the stadium thought that one was in. 2 minutes more of stoppage time to the 4 minutes. And Josinovic is fouled. Bay Cities will get a chance to restart the other way. Here is Chavez. Fans urging him forward. And again, cleared away by Jorge Alvarez. Rosic. All the way back to his goalkeeper, Alan Cruz. Mahic. That's a nice little ball, shoulder to shoulder is Lopez, who had that chance moments ago. Is it out for a corner? Nope. Referee gives a goal kick, and Cal Victory, the team named after the California Victory. They were an expansion team in 2007 in the USL First Division, and they played at Kezar Stadium in San Francisco, only played 1 season. But Michael Briseño's side, the team from the North Bay, are just moments away here from winning this NISA Independent Cup match in this Pacific Division. Courtesy of a lovely strike ball over the top. The goalkeeper comes out, Llamas, and it's in for Bay Cities! They equalize! It's Miguel Nahar. Cal Victory, all they needed to do was just clear the ball away. Bay Cities won, Cal Victory won. Well, the goalkeeper, Llamas, was caught out, and the left back, Miguel Nahar, was pushing forward. Found himself in space, the ball just bounced to him. And he just hit that one. Well, Bay Cities gets that equalizer, and that is full time here at Sequoia High School. A thrilling match. Just as things were winding down, just as Cal Victory thought they had the victory. A quick throw-in, a little chip over the top, the ball bouncing around. And Bay Cities finds that equalizer. And what a way to end things, what a way to finish, what a way to send the fans out and ask them to come back and watch them again. And of course, we're going to take a look at the goal once more. Ball popped up into the air here. And look at that, it was Miguel Najar, the goalkeeper. Roberto Llamas didn't see that one. Kind of fell out of his view. And Miguel Najar able to pounce on that and finish that one. A final score here in Redwood City. Bay Cities 1, Cal Victory 1. Appreciate everybody for tuning in here to the Bay Area Online Sports Network's live coverage of the NISA Independent Cup. My name is Charles Wolin. Appreciate, very grateful for everybody tuning in to the game today. And we will see you very, very soon for our next broadcast. You'll want to stay tuned to bayosn.tv and baycitiesfc.com. So, again, from Redwood City, the final score is Bay Cities 1, Cal Victory 1. We will be back with another broadcast on July 24th as Bay Cities takes on the rival from this Pacific region in Space United. Cheers. Have a great rest of your night. Take care. Stay safe. Get vaccinated when you can. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.